can't get comfortable in this chair. All right, welcome to the CodeX Cantina. I am your host, Una.
With a very bad chair, and I'm Crypto with no chair.
Are you sitting on the ground?
I'm sitting on a workout bench.
You just look so comfortable.
Thank you. I'm very hot. I'm very uncomfortable.
All right, guys, we're going to do a wrap-up for our month of September. In terms of scope, we did 3 novels. 2 were completed. 1 is in process, and we'll do a wrap-up for that next month. It's The Reavers by William Faulkner. We finished 1 novella, and we did 4 short stories because short stories are awesome, and more people should read them.
And they're easier to do. I'm kidding.
Well, sometimes they're not, right? But they're a quicker read and good to shove in when you just have a couple minutes. Let's talk about what game we're going to play. We're going to play a little game here where we Crypto and I have not communicated as to... We know what our ratings are of these stories, but we haven't talked about this rating system. So do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so we're going to do 5-point rating system, 5 points. And these are kind of unique than just like your normal stars or, 4 out of 5 and stuff. We wanted to make it kind of special to books. So these have like a certain name, and then we're going to give it kind of a value. And the very first one we're going to call is our top rating, the best of the best is Collected. So a Collected book ranking is going to be like, you need a signed copy of this in your library at home. You need to get the special edition version. You need to get the first edition of this book, like the one that's $10,000 on eBay. This is the one that it's worth spending your money. It's worth spending premium money to get it right when it comes out, or to always have this in your collection because it has reread value. This is a book that we put our stamp of approval on, that we may not like the book necessarily, but you need to read this book, that it could be life-changing. And we probably won't give too many of these rankings out. So this one's far and few between.
Next up, just below Collected, and these are just figurative ratings of how we would view them. Obviously, don't buy anything outside of your means. The next one, right underneath Collected, like this isn't the one hitting the B spot, hitting that book spot, but right underneath that is the buy it category. So this is just the traditional hardback, paperback, or Kindle, just depending on how you want to read it. These are books that you would want to get at a reasonable investment. You wouldn't mind paying full price, but you're not going to make a special trip to the bookstore on the day of the release to make sure you get that signed copy or the first copy, or you're the first person to read it so that you don't have any spoilers. These are books that are like, yeah, I want to pick that up next time I go to the store, and you'll look for it the next time at the store, and you'll buy that piece at the store.
Yeah. All right, so our next one is Backlog It. And this is going to be something that you could pick up, used copy. You could get it from your local library, or if you're in school, you can get it from school. And this is going to be one that you want to read eventually, but it's not pressing. This is something that is worth adding to a list of books if you're planning out to read books like we do. But it's not something that is going to be maybe life-changing, altering. You don't need to spend money on it. You don't need to read it right now. So this, maybe the best example of this would be like an older book or an older series. Like if you're reading older Star Wars books or something, you pick it up when you can, when it's convenient, summer read, something like that.
4th out of 5 is the Skip It category. Now, we had a lot of talk about this one because Skip It does sound aggressive. This could be a DNF. The idea is that this is a book that maybe not be for everyone. It might be something that you start just to see how it goes, but realize that this might either be for specific people, or this either may or may not resonate for you. Crypto and I are the type of people that we read for a little bit more of a literary meaning for things. So sometimes this will save us and sometimes make books more enjoyable. We've got a really good example of that probably coming up here in October. Yes. But these are the ones that I think are... You probably should make sure you're part of the target audience for this before you buy it.
And the last one, the 5th ranking... where's my hand? Oh, okay. There's the 5th ranking, is Trash It. So, got to be real serious right now. Look at me. look at me. Look at me. Whatever you do, do not read this book.
I won't, sir.
It's horrible. It's awful. It's a waste of your time. Do not let your friends read this book. I would even go so far as to say, destroy this book. Humanity should not be subjected to it. No, don't destroy books. Don't destroy books. Because everybody, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But we would suggest not reading that book.
Yeah. And for me to have a trash it, that means like not only is it just there's no excitement to it, which I think a lot of people are more reactionary in how they react. To me, that means there's no literary aspect to it too. That there's just no purpose, very little purpose to this book. You never know what book is going to provide value to someone, so that's why we say you should never destroy a book. But, it's going to be a very small amount if we're rating it the trash it category.
Yeah.
All right, so our first book, Thrawn Treason, the third in the alleged trilogy. If he keeps going, we shall see. This is definitely one for war game fans, people who like the big battles in space sort of thing. This one did a good job of hitting that. If you hated the On the Road book, this is a little bit of a stretch. You're probably not going to like this book because if there's not a huge overdriving thing to it. There's a lot more literary aspects to On the Road than this, but this is not for those that don't like that main purpose or plot happening throughout the whole piece. My rating, do you have a guess what my rating's going to be, Crypto?
Yeah, we said we were going to kind of try to guess each other, right? I'm going to say, you're going to say, backlog it.
Ooh, and that was it's between backlog it and buy it for me. Very close between the two. I'm gonna say buy it.
Ooh, okay.
I did. I bought it on Kindle. I enjoyed that book. I may read it again, but I think it's brought up by the fact that it's part of a series. You know, if there's more Thrawn happening, it's more exciting. That's inherently going to raise the value of this as opposed to it just being a standalone book, which if it was a standalone book, I might have backlogged it. We'll see, but
I feel the same way that the book has more value because it's part of a trilogy, possible more, but so maybe I would give it 2 rankings. I would say that it is in between buy it and backlog it as part of a trilogy, possible more. But as a standalone book, which I think is how I should rank it, I'm going to say solid backlog it. Will you need to know this book for if there's a book 4? Yes. Can you read the first Thrawn book and be content and happy and know that one is a collect it? Yes. And then you don't have to read the second Alliances, and you don't have to read this one, and you can be content. It's like watching the first Matrix movie. Don't watch the second and third one, and you'll be happy. End of rant.
The judge of crypto has been rendered.
I'll get slack for it, but that's fine.
You have your opinion. You're entitled to it. Don't change it. Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King and Richard Chismar. This was a good one about what one person can do with a lot of mass destructive power, if you like that concept of should you use the power or not. This is not a good one for fans of Crime and Punishment, where one did the crime and then it's a lot of the after effect. This is the opposite of where the crime never happened.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think my rating is for this one?
I think that you're going to go with a backlog it again.
No, my first one was buy it.
I know, but I'm guessing that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm going with the same guess.
My answer is backlog it.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I had that, yeah.
I'm going to go for backlog it for you, too.
Yeah, this is one that it's fun, it's quick, but I would say that I would push it up a little bit maybe if you can get it like a free on Audible or something like that. But otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I mean, there's those fans, like, these are just our ratings. If you're a huge fan of Stephen King and you're like, I got to collect them all, go for it. Don't let us stop you. I'm going to library that book, though. All right, next we've got the Kurt Vonnegut short stories. We've got Harrison Bergeron, which was the story about equality. I think this is good for people interested in politics, and I think it's not for aristocrats because they don't like to give up that power, right?
All right, so guess mine this time. What would I guess? What would I give it?
All right, I'm going to guess you were a collector's edition it.
Yeah, definitely. I love this one. Come on, if you watched the video, you know I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
That's easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one is amazing. I absolutely love this. So I teach it for God's sake. So.
And in the literary aspect of it, it's the conversations that can come for it are wonderful. Easy collect it for me too. Easy collect.
Oh, because you were lower ranking than me on when we did our numbers style before, but now we've changed. We're the same. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a different rating about what would I do with my money in terms of it.
This is worth money
to,
and time.
Yeah. Yeah. As opposed to what I thought, my ratings tend to be a little bit more emotional, as well as kind of like in terms of how I just feel mentally about the book, I guess.
I'm glad I got your rating up though. All right.
Epicac.
Epicac.
So the machines are better lovers than us. That's a good way to describe it, right?
That would be the tagline, right?
Yeah. This would be this is good for fans of Isaac Asimov.
Yep.
Bad for fans of I Am Legend.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Right. People don't like those war stories, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think you went with. Now I realize these are in the same. You can get all of these like in one collected anthology, which makes it a no-brainer in my opinion to definitely at least check out. I'm gonna say you went with just a short story. Buy It. I think you put Buy It.
Wah, wah, wah. I would.
What is it?
I would go with Backlog It. There's other better stories that I think tell this story. Because this is a rom-com, so I don't know. I think that you could get the gist of this somewhere else better.
Okay.
But
we'll see.
But it's worth going to eventually. It's worth going to eventually. But just backlog it.
And you were higher on the rating on this one.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing. You were higher and you backlogged it. So it's just a different way to look at it about investment and what you'd recommend for others to do, as opposed to just how you just reacted to it.
Right.
I'm gonna go with
Backlog It.
Buy It.
Oh, out of left field. Oh, wait, that's the right. Out of left field.
Yeah, there's just some stories that I think you ought to read.
So this resonates with you then. Okay.
I agree. Like if you remember, my rating was actually lower on this one, but I think people should read this because there is enough of a play, intertextuality wise, to take a previous century's play about romance and insert a machine into it. It felt good. It hit the machine. Hey. The machine hit the G-spot better than we do.
Well, I like that the rating system is giving us new ways of thinking, and that's what it's supposed to do. So.
Yeah. Now this was one of our earlier months in doing it, so I have the next 3 crypto you did not join me on.
Okay, just do them then. Let me guess.
But okay, we'll tell you what. We'll do the description. We'll do the description. I'm gonna try and keep it. I'm gonna try to not let my answer come out in how I describe these.
Okay, be very monotone. Very monotone. Okay. Don't get excited.
Well, all right. Spice and Wolf.
You can't do like that. I'm sorry. Like you changed your voice. I didn't say become Epicac. I said be monotone. Like Ben Stiller, you just have to talk.
I just basically started intoning.
I don't know what that was. Oh Lord.
All right.
Oh.
Let me try. Let me try again.
That was funny.
All right, let me try again. All right. So Spice and Wolf is a economic-based wolf god romance story that is for people that like TV romances and are not for people who for people who get quickly frustrated with nuance.
You are a skip it.
You went low on that one.
Yeah, I've heard you get annoyed when we've read some other books that we don't talk about on this channel, or haven't talked about.
To be clear, I said annoyed by nuance.
Right? I still think you went with skip it.
I could have gone skip it. I went library it though.
Okay.
Or not library it. What's the middle one?
Backlog it.
Okay,
that was close. All right, next one.
I do for this series. I'm actually having my library order it, so I'm not even buying these books. I put a request into my library, and then they buy the series for me.
Okay.
All right, the next two are short stories by William Faulkner.
All right, hit me, Faulkner. All right. Faulkner
I feel like you can guess. I feel like even without the description, you can probably guess what I'm going to say for these.
Collect it.
Barn burning. It is for people who like the gritty South stories. It is not for people who hate cliffhangers.
Yeah, you're definitely a buy it. Collect it, buy it, somewhere up there.
This is my Harrison Bergeron.
Okay, so it's collect it.
It's a collect it. You gotta buy that thing. It is so good. And the bad thing is the second. Is it the second paragraph or second sentence? I can't quite remember. It's either the second paragraph or second sentence. It will make some people throw the book. I promise you. Some people will look at the second sentence and be like, "Done. Not doing this." It is. The second sentence took me, I want to say 10 tries to figure out what it meant. But I got there, but it took some effort.
Okay. And the other one?
And then the other one is Two Soldiers by William Faulkner. It is for people who are interested on the impact of war on society. It is not for people in the army. Which I think...
You are not in the army, so...
I am not.
So I'll probably say another buy it. You didn't sound as too enthusiastic about this.
Did my voice give it away?
I think so, yeah.
This is actually it's even. I'm gonna say it's lower. My
Ooh.
rating would not have picked this, but this is a backlog it. I think this is a library one. I think there are some interesting elements that I picked out in this. I don't know if you've watched that video or if you've read that short story, but not the strongest work by him. There were some very interesting aspects to it, but it's not the piece. Like if you're going to start with Faulkner, no one's going to recommend this as the first short story to start with.
Okay, gotcha. Good.
And then the last novel of our 3 novels is The Reavers, which we have not finished yet, so stay tuned or read along in October as we continue on our journey to finish The Reavers. Cool. Okay, here, let's do this. For those that are in progress, what would you tell people to make them interested in reading it with us?
I would say this is for people that enjoy a heist, coming-of-age story in the South in the early 20th century. All
right, let me see if I can do this. It is the funniest story I've ever read.
You, my friend, are a liar, but...
All right, guys, thanks for checking out these videos. If you did read along with these, let us know what you thought about any of these with our rating system and in the comments below. And then please subscribe to Read Along With Us in October, where we are doing some spooktacular reads. We will have our TBR video up soon to let you know what's happening.
Peace.